Welcome back to Web API Tutorials. I am Venkat. In this video, let's replace the manual copy statements with AutoMapper. In the previous video, we have registered the AutoMapper in our Web API application. Also, we have added the configuration to our application. Right now, we have only student functionality. So we have added student entity class and DTO. Let's go to student controller. Let us inject the mapper, AutoMapper, private read-only IMapper. Please note that using statement added. Let us copy that here. Dependency injection for mapper is done. Let's start using it. Here you can see we are reading the data from students table and converting that data to DTO class. So with AutoMapper, we don't need this. Remove this. Now we have students data as a student entity type. Let us use the AutoMapper here, where student DTO data equal to mapper dot map. Here we need to give the destination class type. Destination is the student DTO, and here we need to give the source. Source is the students. This is how we can automatically copy the data from one object to another object. Here you can see this is of type list, right? And this is of type single class. Here also we need to put list type. That's right. Here you can see we have almost removed 7 to 8 lines of code. We are returning the DTO data. Let's do the same thing for the other method. Here we can remove this underscore mapper dot map of what is the destination. Student DTO is the destination, and what is the source? Student. Here also we have reduced 6 lines of code, and we are returning this data. Let's do the same thing here. Here also we have reduced almost 6 lines of code. We are converting student to student DTO data and returning it here. Here we have a student getting data from student DTO. Let's do this also. Mapper dot map. What is the destination here? This time student is the destination. What is the source? Model. Model is nothing but DTO. You can see here it is a DTO. Let's change the name to DTO. No, DTO. 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 Yeah, it's clear now. So now we are copying data from DTO to student. Here also we have reduced 7 lines of code, 6 to 7 lines. Let's do here underscore mapper dot map student get the data from model. Here also make it DTO instead of model. Yep. Here also we have saved 6 lines of code, and we don't need this. Okay, this is okay. Let's skip it. We have given an example of as no tracking. Okay, let's skip it. And here also let's do that. Underscore mapper dot map student. This time destination is the DTO. And what is the source here? I forgot. Let me go back. Existing student is the source. Okay, this one is ready. Okay, we are copying the existing data to DTO and we are applying the patch here. Once the patch is applied, we need to copy that data back to existing student. How we can do this? Now, existing student equal to copy. What is the destination? Destination is the student. And what is the source? Source is the DTO. And we can remove these lines of code. Here also we have reduced. Here we have reduced 4 lines of code and here 4 lines of code. Total 8 lines of code we have reduced. Here in delete there is no copy statements. We have replaced all the copy statements, manual copy statements with AutoMapper. Let us run and test it. Running it. Let us run this endpoint. Execute. We got the data. This one is working. You can see it is getting all data: ID, student name, email, address, and date of birth. It is copying entire data. Let's get it by ID. We got the data. Get it by 2. We got the data. Let's run the other endpoint. Try it. Venkat. We got the data. Nehant. We got the data. And create. Let's create the data. Try it out. And ID is not required for this. Student name. What is the student name? Suresh. Suresh@gmail.com. And address is USA. And this is the data I want to save. Let's make it 11. Okay. Execute it. It is saying 201 successfully created. Student with name Suresh is created. If you want to confirm that, let's go top and execute student all. We should see the new student added to the list. Also, you can check this in the database. Let us do the patch. Before patch, let's update it. This is the fifth. Where is the fifth record? Yeah, this is the new student created. In the update, what I want to update, I want to update Suresh name to Suresh from US. That's the name I wanted to update and execute it. 204 means successfully executed. Let's go top and execute get all students. Here we should see student Suresh from US, right? It is updated. Update is working. Update is working, and let's execute the update partial. Try it out. What is the student? 5 is the new student name. Operation type, we don't need it. What is the path? I want to update student name. We have updated student from US, right? I want to update it back to student. Sorry, Suresh. student student name. That's the property I want to update. What is the operation? Operation is the replace. From value is not required. And what is the new value? New value is Suresh. This time let's update Suresh from Hyderabad. Okay, I'm partially updating only the student name. Execute it. And 204 updated and no content. Let's go back to get all. Execute it. We should see Suresh from HYD. It is not updated. Why? Execute student from the US. Suresh from the US. It's not updated. Let me minimize this. Let me make it small n. Let me try that. I'm also not sure. Execute. Suresh from US. Okay, let's put a debugger here. Where is our partial update? Let's execute it now. So we got the existing student. Yes, there is a student with the ID 5, and let us update the value. So value got updated from student Suresh from Hyderabad. So patch is working. Let's go next. So the patch value is updated to DTO. Now we are updating from DTO to existing student. Existing student is still having the Suresh from US. Let me go next line. This time it should have Suresh from HYD. Now let's go next. Database updated and continue. It is saying 204 updated. Execute. We are still getting student Suresh from US. Let's open the database. Database has Suresh from US. Okay, the problem here I suspect is this one is actually copying the ID as a 0, I think. That's why it is not updating it. Let's debug it again. Let us execute it. Let me go next, 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 next. So before executing this line, let us see existing student ID is 5 and the value is student from US. And in the inside DTO value is 5 and Suresh from HYD. That is right. Existing student ID is 5 and Suresh from HYD USA. All the values are right. This existing student is from the entity framework. Okay. I suspect when it is copying the data using the AutoMapper, it is creating completely new instance, I think. What is the hash value of this? Dot get hash code. So hash value 53909203. Let's rerun it. Copy this hash value. I'm completing this. Let's execute it and go next, next, next. So this time, what is the hash value is 26964256. 4256. 4256. Can I copy this? Copy. Okay. So this time 4256, right? Let's go next, 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 next. This time let us see the hash value. Dot get hash code. See that hash code got modified. That means AutoMapper is creating new instance. That's why it is losing the entity framework tracking. That's why it's not updating it. So to handle this case, here you can see the hash value is different this time. That's why it is not updating the database. So for this, we need to use the update method. Continue it. For this scenario, actually when we get the student from entity framework, we will have the tracking. So when here AutoMapper is replacing this with the new object, that's where it is losing the tracking. To handle this scenario, we need to do one more line here. Underscore DB context dot students dot update of this existing student. This will work. Okay, let us rerun the application. Before rerunning it, let me copy the data we are using for patch, close it and rerun it. Let us go to partial update, try it out. The ID is 5 and this is the partial data I want to update. So this time Suresh from Hyderabad. Let me execute it. next, 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 next. What happened? What happened? Any error? Ah, we got error. Response status is 500. The the instance of entity type student cannot be tracked because another instance with the same key value for ID is already being tracked, right? So we have seen this scenario earlier. We have seen this scenario earlier in update case. This case, we need to, for this, we need to use this as no tracking. So here, let's do dot as no tracking. This will solve our issue. Run it again. Let's go to update partial, try it out. ID is 5 and operation is not required. So do I have that copied? No, it's gone. Remove this, remove this. What is the path? Student name. Student name. What is the operation? Replace. What is the value? This time Suresh from HYD. Okay. Execute. Next, 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 next. Update. It worked this time. Next, save changes done. Go. Let's see, the status is 204. Super. Let's go and run. Get all students. Let us see our result. This time success. Student from HYD. We can also check in database. Execute. Student, sorry, Suresh from HYD. Great. So we got new issue with AutoMapper and we resolved it. This is a nice learning for you and for me also. Okay, once the partial update is done, then delete. Delete, we did not modify anything in delete. Delete don't have any copy statements. That's why it will work straight away. So I don't want to delete anything. With this, we have successfully integrated AutoMapper in our Web API application. In the next video, let us see how we can copy the statements from different properties. So right now we have copied it from ID to ID, student name to student name, DBO to date of birth to date of birth, right? So let us create some different properties and let's try to copy that. Let me commit these changes for you. Add all, AutoMapper, commit, sync all. Yeah, all the changes are committed. You can see it in a Git. For more videos like this, please like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments. Thank you for watching.